There is a mountain not far from the village where I grew up. It was said to be older than memory, untouched by time. While everything around it changed, trees blossomed and withered, rivers shifted, roads appeared and vanished, the mountain stayed still. It simply was. As a boy, I often wondered how something could be so patient, no urgency, no resistance, no need to prove itself. But I was not like the mountain. I was restless, hungry to climb, to chase, to become, and so I left. I chased the world, as many do, faster, bigger, more knowledge, more possessions, more opinions. The louder the world became, the louder I became inside, until one day I could no longer hear myself. That's when I returned to the mountain. I climbed to its base and sat, not to conquer it, but to listen. And the mountain spoke not in words, but in presence. It taught me this: you do not need to move to have purpose. You do not need to speak to be heard. You do not need to fight to be strong. You see, we live in a time where movement is worshipped. We are praised for being busy, applauded for multitasking, celebrated for always being on. But have you noticed? The more we move, the more lost we often feel. Stillness is now mistaken for laziness, patience confused with weakness, and silence with emptiness. But I have sat with silence for many years, and I can tell you it is full of truth, full of healing. Let me tell you a story. There was a young man who came to me tired and frustrated. He had tried everything, new jobs, relationships, places, but always ended up empty. "Master," he said, "why does nothing satisfy me?" I handed him a bowl of tea and said nothing. Minutes passed. He grew uncomfortable, fidgeted, coughed, checked his phone. Eventually he asked, "Are you going to say something?" I smiled and quietly asked, "Did you taste the tea?" He looked down and said, "No." So I replied, "You've spent your whole life drinking but never tasting. You move but you don't arrive. You listen but you don't hear. Stillness is not the absence of life. It's where life is actually felt." That young man returned weeks later. He had taken time off, gone to the forest, and simply sat with himself. He said it was the first time he heard his own thoughts clearly, the first time he cried, not from sadness, but from finally seeing. Stillness had not made him weak, it had made him whole. So what can we learn from the mountain? 1. You are not your pace. Your value is not measured by how much you accomplish, but by how deeply you live. 2. Growth happens in silence. Just as seeds sprout underground in darkness, your soul grows in the quiet moments. 3. Stillness reveals truth, the truth about what matters, about who you are, about what you're running from, and perhaps the mountain doesn't move, because it doesn't need to. It already is. And maybe, just maybe, you don't need to push so hard either. Maybe your worth isn't something to be proven, but remembered. Take a moment today. Turn off the noise, close your eyes, feel the quiet beneath the chaos. Stillness is not escape, it is return. Return to presence, return to peace, return to you. You don't have to become the mountain. Just remember, you carry its stillness within you.